I failed my varsity degree for 3 years. A 3-year degree took me 6 years. I was raised by a woman that stood on her own terms. She never depended on her man. Not because she didn't want to, but because she just never let marriage define who she could be. So au pairing is a form of job where it's an entry-level job into an overseas country. There's 27 countries to travel. You get 2-year contracts every year.
Let me introduce to you the new kid on the block. Melie is a new skincare range that recently launched. It is for face and for body. We deal with hyperpigmentation, anti-aging, wrinkles, natural glow. We also deal with dark inner areas. We target dark inner thighs, dark armpits, dark neck, dark elbows, dark knees, you name it. We also have a shaving combo. This shaving combo deals with ingrowns and shaving bumps. Both men and women can use this good quality product shaving range. We've got good actives in our product from glycolic acid, hyaluronic acid, kojic acid, and many more. You can contact us on the WhatsApp number that is popping on the screen, or you can reach out to us on all our social media platforms. We are here for all your skin needs. Hi everyone, welcome to The Working Wife, The Working Woman podcast. And I'm your host, Promise Makunyane. This introduction is for the other podcast, but we are here. Anyway, I'm your host, Promise Makunyane. This podcast is really about women working, women inspiring each other to work. I always say it is good to have a man do stuff for you, but it's much more better if you can also do stuff for yourself. Guys, we do have a sister podcast on the very same channel. It's called O Narrative Podcast, and it's about marriage and family dynamics. That podcast airs every Wednesdays at 1 p.m. And this one that you are watching now, it airs every Sundays at 6 p.m. We do have a book that is launching very soon this month of November. It's my book. It's called The Broken Promise, Strength Redefined. Please order your signed limited copy on www.thebrokenpromise.co.za. Check me on all my social media platforms. You're going to see the blurb, what the book is about, and I hope you heal. I hope you see pieces of yourself in my book through my story. Anyway, by the time you watch this, I must have hit 100K, guys. I'm so grateful. This is 100,000 people, not 100. Not 1,000, 100,000 of you guys having subscribed to my channel, watching my content. Truly appreciate it. But still, if you have not subscribed and you are enjoying this platform, I know most women are enjoying, especially this podcast. If you have not subscribed yet, please click the subscribe button. But by now, if Naledi unsubscribe, I'm sure by now when you are seeing this, we'll be on 100,000 subscribers or more. Thank you guys so much. I don't know. It's so unreal. I've been wanting to get here. I'm here now. And it's like, oh, okay. You know what? Chasing goals sometimes. Anyway, anywho. Hello.
Hello there.
Madam, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Any message to me? 100K subscribers.
You're
guys.
the girl you think you are.
Okay.
I know that's right.
Thank you so much for making time for us, businesswoman.
Oh, it's a pleasure.
Are you not feeling well today?
I'm not. I'm actually not feeling well, but seeing, the page, I'm so inspired, and I was just like, do or die, I must be here.
Oh, thank you. I'm so honored. And you being here it means everything to us.
Thank you.
Thank you. So, welcome, ma'am. So, on this podcast, we start with icebreakers just to relax us, and then we're going to get into the conversation. Your first icebreaker is, have you been out of the country and where?
Sure. Okay. Yes, I have. I have been to Botswana, Zimbabwe, Zambia, and I don't think I should mention it.
Why?
And then I think that in December I'll be in Washington. Ooh. So yes, I've been out of the country, but it's more like in Africa, not really like overseas.
No. It's still out of the country. Yes.
It still counts.
I want to ask, is there any reason why you go in Africa? Is it work or what?
I don't know if it's called African philanthropist, but I love Africa. I love what it stands for. I love the idea of Africa. My goal is to travel the entire Africa. I'm also inspired by Tebe. Tebe.
Who's Tebe?
Tebe, is it not Tebe Makuku? Tebe. Old gentleman, grey hair.
Tebe Wakale. What music?
What music?
I don't know. What does he do?
Tebe is known for traveling Africa. He brags about being the only African that has traveled all African countries. And he likes to make jokes about, he says that, if you're going to travel Africa, you have to have an open mind, because I think he once told, I was in a session with him and he told the story of how he once ate a monkey. So it's actually quite interesting. But Tebe, but yeah, 1K gang, Tebe. I love him. Kamrata.
Yeah, okay, we'll check who Tebe is.
Yeah.
Somebody said on one of the comments, I love asking people how old they are. And I always say, guys, the reason why I ask, especially I asked on this podcast, is because I want people to actually have very, very tangible representation of what we are talking about.
Yeah.
Because you might sit there thinking that, it's only old people that are making it. Or sometimes it's only young people that are making it. Sometimes when you see your age mate doing amazing things or trying to do something, then you become motivated. So I'm not asking to do any other thing, but just to inspire you, Anyway, do you mind sharing your age?
I am 25.
I always say, if you watch all my episodes where I'm with the youngings, I'm like, guys, I just love how you guys are so fearless. You're chasing your dreams, At this age, I was getting married and I wasn't So, but I always reflect. I'm like, wow. Even starting young, it's good.
Yes.
It's good.
Yeah.
It's very good. But anyway, another icebreaker. If you'd write a book about this current season of your life, what would you title it and why?
I would title it The Unbreakable.
The Unbreakable.
And I think the reason why I would title it that is because I'm 25. I am a mother of 2 under 2.
Oh, wow.
I'm not married. I have a company. I have a job. 2 jobs, actually. And at the same time, I am also a sister, a support system for my family.
Yeah.
I failed my varsity degree for 3 years. A 3-year degree took me 6 years.
Wow.
And I would just say it's the unbreakable, because ever since I turned 21, life has been lifing.
Wow.
But every single step I took, I never broke. So definitely, I would title it The Unbreakable. And I also think that with this whole thing at GBV happening, every sister knows a sister that has gone through something. It's weird how men don't know. They claim that they've never associated themselves with other men that are rapists or whatever. But every woman knows a sister that has gone through something of that nature.
Right.
And being a survivor of it, I think that it's befitting to title it The Unbreakable. Yeah.
Sure. Now I want to go out of the icebreakers straight into your story, but we're gonna take a last one. If you would, second last one. If you teach a class to women on one thing, one skill or one thing and one thing only, what would you teach them?
I would teach them entrepreneurship.
Oh, wow.
And the reason for this is because I was raised by a woman that stood on her own terms. She never depended on a man. Not because she didn't want to, but because she just never let marriage define who she could be. My mother was always and still is an entrepreneur. One of the best things she'll always tell you is that Musadi aike Melie.
Yes.
Because when it's all said and done, all you have, the marriage, the fact that you were married is only one sentence. But your achievements follow after that.
Sure.
And she would always say to me, what would then come after that? What are they going to say about you? Who are you? What have you done? And that's your real story. Marriage is only one line. Your achievements are the rest of the obituary. So what do you want it to read?
Girl, is your mom still alive?
She is. Thank you, God.
Uh,
Yeah.
Okay, lastly, why is it important for women to work, whether they are married or not?
We come from a generation where women were under the hands of men in the sense of like basic needs like horeka borotho, monna had to provide. Coming out of that and being in a generation where women can work, women can do things on their own, and they don't have to depend on a man. I think that we need to take that opportunity and grasp it with both hands.
Yeah.
I've read recently that, on what's happening in Africa, being born in South Africa, being South African and being here, I know that the country goes through a lot. In fact, it's going through a lot. But guys, I think we need to honestly appreciate the fact that it could be so much worse. Yeah. Look at Palestine. Look at women in Sudan. Look at women in Arab nations. It could be so much worse.
Bad. Yeah.
Bona re ikaparela ka mokgwa re ratang.
Re tsamaya ka mokgwa re batlang.
Re na le di-company.
Yeah.
Re na le tjhelete ya rona. Somewhere out there's a 9-year-old or an 11-year-old who's married to a 60-year-old.
Yeah.
And we have freedom. And that's the cape we need to wear every chance we get as women. Why must we sit and wait for men? We have the cape. All we need to do is just soar into the skies.
Sure. Girl, you are deep. Well, I mean, that's so true, especially with South Africa. A lot of people that are not in South Africa always look at us and are like, wow, guys, you don't know what you have. True. You know, it could get better, but we are okay. You know, it could get better though.
Yeah.
Anyway, you spoke about being a mother of two. You spoke about GBV. Why do you speak with so much? And you are so young. Why I'm saying is that you are very young, but you boldly speak about such things about your life. What inspires that?
Healing. I think as young people, most of the time, because we strive for perfection. But the reality is that everybody is healing. Everybody is going through something that nobody knows about that they're healing through. And some people are verbal about it and some people are not.
Yeah.
But I've also realized that the more you speak about something that hurts you, the easier it gets.
Yeah.
And the faster it heals.
Yeah.
There's no shame in coming up or telling people about your struggles, because the reality is that other person is also struggling about something too. They might not say it, you might not see it, but they are also struggling about something. You find that right now, like, my thing is so much better. My life is actually not that bad. But it just comes from that point of understanding that everybody's going through something. True. And we are all healing.
Yeah. Really, really echo your sentiments. And also I always say, for me to speak about my life out loud, it's not because I want to, but I feel led, and I've gotten to realize that not everybody is going to speak about their issues like I speak about them. And I am being used in this instance to give others permission and room to heal. You know, it's just me who's public, but it's for other people that cannot publicly speak. It gives them permission to heal. It gives them permission to actually have the strength to one day speak, because speaking is healing. Hiding, you are just perpetuating whatever that you are going through. So I hope somebody listening to this, if you find, even if you speak to a close person, but please speak like Bulela, because wows. Anyway, let's go back to your upbringing. Your mom was married before?
Yes, my mom was married. She's the source of motivation for my strength.
Wow.
And she's also the source of motivation for me not wanting to go certain paths in life. My mom's mistakes are her own, but the lessons are mine.
Ooh.
I've gathered a lot from learning from her from the sidelines. And the older you grow, it's crazy because batswadi ba thoma ba le strict. They don't want us to know their business. They don't want us to know anything. And then all of a sudden, you are sitting counseling your own parents.
Yeah.
So she's an amazing woman, very exceptional. But in my life, I was not just raised by my mother. I was also raised by my aunt, Esikolobe. She is also the reason why I stand and I am where I am. But I also think that with every woman, it takes a community.
Yeah.
I could put up a whole list of women that's contributed to the person that I am today. But these two women were the foundation of Naledi. And like I said, the mistakes are theirs, but the lessons are mine.
By the way, Naledi, I forgot to say she must introduce herself. We just went straight into it. It's okay. Yeah. You drop him bombs over bombs.
So yeah, they are great women, and I think that every woman should have that kind of support structure. The same way that a sister is not a sister, that's your blood sister.
Yeah.
We make our own family along the way. And these are the people that shape who we are. And we need to also be careful in terms of the kind of people we bring into our spaces as well. Not everybody wants good for you, and not everybody thinks of goodness of you.
Sure.
So yeah.
What kind of upbringing did you have? Did you grow up with siblings, mom, dad?
I had a very tough upbringing. Very, very tough upbringing. Sure. In fact, when I look back at it, sometimes because when I think about how I grew up, it was very traumatic, but also very motivational where I am. But in that moment, you didn't see it as motivation. You saw it as tsokolo.
Yeah.
I grew up in a household with 6 kids, a mom and a father. They raised us together. I grew up in what people would call now like multiracial Model C schools, Ginna Alex. So you can already imagine the kind of childhood I have, where you had to have 2 minds. One mind, you had to know that ha ke le ko sekolong ko makgoweng ke behave so. Ha ke fitla ko hae ko Alex, I have to bring out my white brain and bring in my black brain so that I can gel with the environment where I am. So I grew up living in what I would call a 2-sphere world. In one world, I was a coconut and I was lively and I was Naledi the Kotla. And in the other world, I was Naledi. You know? So growing up in Alex and being a kid in Kodi Sabapong as well, that was the kind of mindset I had to have, which is funny because that mindset is the reason why I gel with both sides of life. You put me in a place with rich people, I'll understand them. You put me in a place with Batwakokasi, I'll gel. Understand them. So it's given me 2 perspectives in life, and it has taught me how to be on both sides of the spectrum.
Which is great. How do you feel about it? It is great.
It's such an advantage, especially in business.
Because you can survive.
Because you do more than survive, you thrive.
Yeah.
How Tsanako Blaking, you already know, you can read people that, this is this kind of person. I need to,
to be modest.
And then you get Scotty Blake and you're like, my face is keep on. Only right. No stress.
Wow.
So
So who was paying for you? I'm trying to see the kind of class that you grew up in at home. Like, the LSM, who was taking you to these schools?
So, nake hotse ka mohae ba gona. And then at some point of my life, we grew up in the suburbs. We used to stay in the suburbs, right?
What happened?
Then my mom at that time was working in corporate. She was the only black female in that company. It was so bad. She was bullied. I mean, you can imagine during post-apartheid times, you're black, you're educated, you're in corporate. It doesn't make sense to the minority. And then it ended up having my mom quit her job. My dad was a teacher. and he was working as a teacher, and then he ended up having to quit because of the same kind of challenges, all these issues, and then my parents then became unemployed, and then we had to move to Alex. The change in environment was hard.
Is it where the trauma comes from? Because I don't know.
Yeah.
Like you had a soft life.
I did.
Yeah.
But the change in the environment was hard, I think, for both the parents and the children. I can't imagine what it's like growing up on nakudi flating in some estate and then having nakudi faming. And by defame, I literally mean it in that sense where it's like it's an abandoned warehouse.
No.
And at the top part, kimi kuku, honaba tuba ahile. Then the bottom part is like the bigger spaces, zafeme, kidintlu. So you can imagine what that kind of shift
does to
children.
Yeah.
Although when we were young, we didn't see anything wrong, Kayona. It was just, go hi.
Yeah.
But I remember my friends once invited me and my sister to, the friends that we had where the estate where we used to stay, they invited us to a party. We went, it was fine. And then the mother was like, Gopa, let me take you guys home because it's super late and they didn't want sleepovers. And then bare driver barisa hi. We didn't see anything wrong. And before ufitla ko difemeng, so difeme tsana di ko Malboro in Alex. Before ufitla ko difemeng, there's the suburb Malboro.
They thought maybe.
So we drive into the suburb before utlofitla ko the Bundus. So we are driving into the suburb, and then that lady's like, "Oh, you guys, you moved into a proper. You guys have like your own yard now." And we're like, "No, this is not where we stay. We are still getting there." Director, mind you, she's driving, those big BMWs. It's like 2012 or something.
Yeah.
That's the kind of place where we grew up, where people had.
Yeah.
So thing. She was just she literally broke down in tears. And she was like, "Is this where you guys stay?" And we're like, "Yeah." And then she called our mom to come out because she was by the gate. And you could tell that my mom was embarrassed. Like, she was just like standing there like, why would you bring these people here? Like, why let's have because there was this house that we used to use as a clone for our home.
Yes.
So le into the neighborhood from the back gate. So normally batho from these places ba drop mo bye then ra so that day gate after 8 by Kia. So there was no way that we could walk home, and it was already late. And that house, it developed into a club. If people know, like Kone, it like right behind it is a club. So we couldn't risk getting off there and then having to walk past the club. So we were just like, you know what? Just take us home.
Just go and see where we stay.
Just go and see. I mean, what can you do? And that's the kind of place where I come from.
But your mom still managed to keep you guys in the schools.
She still managed to keep us in the schools only up until primary level. And then we had to leave because she just couldn't afford putting 6 kids into private schools. It was just an impossible thing.
Yeah.
And then Katsanako Alex.
Sure.
Yeah, and then I went to Alex. I remember coming across my primary school classmates, from their private schools where they were going. And I was in my Alex uniform. And I remember just feeling like I had to pass out because it was like, oh my God, now they saw me.
They know where I
now they know that you're no longer on the same level as us. But which is crazy because we are all in Alex.
Yeah.
The difference is that you still have the opportunity to go to a better school, and I am just here.
But white
blazer, badges are filling up. In some Kasi school that doesn't even have a sports field. They don't even know what PE to swim is. I remember when I used to talk to my classmates and I'd be like, Solana aswimi, like Senzan. And I'd be like, so what do we do for PE? And they'd be like, Go dlala morabaraba. And I'm like, what is that? Ba go dlala mogusha ke PE. Ba re it's indigenous games. Ba go dlala indigenous games, go dlala morabaraba, hopscotch, diketo.
Yes.
And I was used to soccer fields, playing hockey,
Rugby.
swimming,
Like-
art classes.
Oh my gosh.
And I'm like, we don't have art classes? So what do we do as extramurals? And they're like, we don't have that here.
Some of them are just patlimo.
Spotler's high. Re ja mgavava. Go falala ine fru re falala oats ka swikiri le lebese.
stop.
Montshare go just stampa ka fish le pots. Yeah. From tuck shop hot dog pies and coke. To go falala in 40 beans.
Yeah.
Le stamp.
Sure. Yeah, that it's a whole shift for a child.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, let's get into you being a mom.
Yeah, my journey to being a mother is just a tough one as well. So at the age of 23, I like to say engaged because he did ask me. I said yes. He went to my father. My father agreed. And when we were supposed to set a date for marriage and all of that, he passed on. And when he did, I was
Hasn't
already...
died?
Yes.
Hi, girl.
I was already 8 months pregnant when
so
the news came. I'm 23. I'm 8 months pregnant. The father of my child is gone. Mind you, he was also my financial strength and kimotonang support and always paid my rent, food, everything. At this point, I'm at school. I'm repeating my final year. Nobody knows except me and him.
Yeah.
This is the sixth time I am repeating. At this point, I'm just like, it'll fail. I'm just like, I just accept it. I'm like, I'm gonna fail. But I was like looking at my bump and I was like, I can't afford to fail.
Who's paying for your fees?
No one. No one's paying.
Hey, boo.
Till today, some donor donated my fees and paid. I don't know who.
Wow.
I was just like, by the grace of God, I'll make it through. And kakuka mpa, kaikuka kaya library 8 months sikabala, assignments, wrote my exams, did all these things. With the support of my mother, with the support of my family, I passed.
Sure. What did you study?
Law
Way.
at Wits. Wow. Yeah, I passed.
Sure.
And that was the journey towards getting that degree. It with a lot of, if you see where it's just scrunched up in the corner because seeing it just
brings back memory.
It brings back memories. Thinking about how many times I had to fail, pick myself up and down, dusting myself off just to finish that degree. I was just, and the trauma I faced just getting that degree, I know. Pepper for I hear people saying a degree is an achievement. It definitely is, but it's such a traumatic piece of paper.
Girl, but sure. How you feel that it's just a piece of paper? Maybe for you and your life's journey. Maybe it was the journey to it.
Yeah,
for you.
The journey was painful.
Yeah.
Yona, it's worth it. Oh man, climbing that stage, please, I'll do it 10 times. The journey.
Yeah.
It's very hard to isolate academics from personal life because so the reality is that your personal life will affect your academic journey, whether you like it or not. Saying it's just a piece of paper, I don't mean in the sense of young women should not get a degree. By all means, get educated.
Yeah.
You need it. Your mind needs it. I always say to my little sister, who is now also a graduate, I always say to her, you sometimes explain things to people that do not have degrees in a way that they cannot understand you. And the reason for this is because think of yourself back to when you never had a degree and how your thinking capacity used to be. The things that you're saying to yourself now, somebody without a degree or the you that you were before the degree, not really understand that now.
Sure.
And she would always say, actually, no. And I was like, that's how you need to address the world.
Yeah.
Like, think of batho ba tlhakanang le bona mo kasi, ska ba judge ba ba kena sekolo, they can't understand me. The mind is not there yet. And you need to also as if on eggshells, because the mind is not there.
Yeah.
So there are certain things that they will not hear you. I sometimes hear people force people like from townships into a certain mindset. Why ningathathi lama 315 start ama business? Why ningathathi le sasa nifake kuma business in save niyenzeni? And I'm like, the reality is that the mind is not there yet.
That's so powerful, because I think it's with everything in life. If you are not exposed to something, you would say whatever that you want to say. I won't hear you. It's not that I don't want to hear you, but I don't understand what you're saying.
That's true.
So you need to expose. That's how people are, I'm not an entrepreneur, I can't be an entrepreneur. Expose yourself to entrepreneurship. We have those friends. I'm not rich. Expose yourself to the rich circles.
That's true.
Open that, then the ground is fertile for such things.
That's true.
Kel, me and you, ne? Anyway. Because obviously I don't want to, we've got literally 20 minutes, but now I wanted to sit, I don't know if you can come to O Narrative Podcast for us to speak about your motherhood journey, go into everything else, but now I want to focus on your business. And I know they're going to say, hey, we want to hear her story. I'll ask her to come to the other podcast, which is Marriage and Family Dynamics. We can unpack your life, you being a mom and everything else. But here, let's speak about your business. Because I know your clients are here, your your wara, your collaborators are here.
Definitely.
So I don't want us to now steal your shine of being a businesswoman. When do you now go into business? You pass law, you don't practice.
I don't practice.
Then your journey in entrepreneurship.
So the business started when I was 19 in varsity.
Sure.
Yes.
You are such a resilient, brilliant girl.
Thank you.
Sure.
So it started when I was in varsity, and the reason why Kitomile is because finances were limited. The business was really started as a way of having an extra source of income, but I also wanted to start something that would be impactful. So it's called Atlechang Growth SA. And what we do is that we specialize in getting kids scholarships, bursaries to study in South Africa, abroad, as well as to get kids that are in underprivileged primary schools, scholarship into high schools, all paid. So there are funders that actually take in these kids and they help them out in that sense. And then we also expose youth that are unemployed to entry-level jobs overseas in the form of what we call an au pair. Black communities are not very exposed to the overseas market, and I think it's also because of the trends surrounding traveling abroad. Recently, we had the Alabunga scandal where influencers never, yeah. And
Rashi, they say Rashi,
yeah. Hey, wait, but we had that scandal, and then it just fed into the narrative of overseas. But let me tell you, there are so many opportunities abroad.
Yeah.
We have exhausted our resources in South Africa. Jobs are limited. 65% of the youth is unemployed.
Yeah.
There is nothing for us here, clearly, because it means the country can only accommodate 40% EU, 40-something percent EU. That means the rest of us, we have to go out. So au pairing is a form of job where it's an entry-level job into an overseas country. There's 27 countries to travel. You get 2-year contracts every year.
Yeah.
You can do it for as long as you like. Haina limiti. And it doesn't really need any qualifications or experience as per se, because there's different kinds. There's babysitting, house sitting. Like you can literally be hired to sit with someone's house in Los Angeles while they travel the world for a year, and they hire you to sit with the house and they pay you. You
Imagine.
could you and the nice part is that onale what we call a host family. You stay in that household lebona. You eat what they eat. So that means chalete hao ke chalete hao. how reki body groza body eng, as long as osnabana or you don't mind leaving your kids here, you travel. You can literally travel as many countries as you like as an au pair.
I love this au pair situation, but it's not. I know two ladies who are, I think, late 30s into their early 40s. They did au pairing in their young years. And obviously abroad, and then they made a lot of money. You know, they made a lot of money. They traveled. One person, her reason was she wanted to travel the world, but she could not afford to. So she thought, if I go that side and work, and she specified that she needs maybe a family that loves traveling or whatever. So she managed to travel. Some days when they're not traveling, whatever money that she was making, she would travel with it, you know. So she's like, I'm done. She worked for 10 years. She came back here. She is so, guys, traveling will.
Yeah, definitely.
Very important, you know.
Definitely.
So au pairing, I hope people watch this and actually see that as a very serious opportunity.
Yo, please, because why are we still here? The business. Can you imagine the business ideas that are sitting in China that we need to bring back?
Sure.
Or in Germany, or even the US, US is more of an economic household, but Japan, China, these are innovative households. Like innovation thrives, and can you imagine what we can take from there? Just one concept and bring it back into Africa. I'm not even saying South Africa, but I'm saying Africa.
And invented here.
Can you imagine when I was traveling in Zambia, something as simple as recycling? Other African countries. They have to take the waste and they bring it back to other countries that do have those hubs, the recycling and whatnot. It's just very simple things they do not have. The business ideas, I just read a story about some gentleman actually who just bought a gold mine for $333 million. I think he bought it in Kenya or Congo or something. He's South African.
Is he South African?
He bought a gold mine. I think in something. One of these African countries. He's like 34.
From South Africa?
From South Africa. I was like, can you imagine he bought a gold mine?
A whole
gold mine. Here you can't even buy a piece of gold. You can't.
Sure. That's huge.
Africa is waiting for us, especially as South Africans.
Some lady was saying that she can't wait for the day where Africa awakes to herself and looks around and see who she is.
Wow.
You know? So, you do au pairing, the abroad placement. Is it au pairing, teaching, and what? Do you also place for teaching?
We don't place for teaching, but it's something that we're looking into, especially teaching and medicine. We realize that there's a very high demand of people wanting those kind of jobs abroad, but mostly we specialize in hospitality and services industries, babysitting and all of that. And we are working on also securing partnerships in the UK, dog services, doctors, all of that. And we just hope that South Africa awakens to the potential of overseas opportunities.
Yeah.
So that's the company. I started it when I was 19 in university. I used my bursary allowance.
Sure.
I used my NSFAS allowance. And I remember at some point having to print, I had to use my whole allowance, and my roommate would like support me. Kabodijo and what.
Sure.
And entrepreneurship is not as easy as people think it is.
No.
It's not.
At all. Especially when you're just looking at it alone.
No investors, no what.
Nothing.
And then, so fast forward a few years later, we've won awards. We've done a significant amount of impact in communities. We've been awarded by IWISA as the community champion in South Africa.
I would actually like to read a screenshot of it. Let me read this girl's accolade. Where is that? Can you see why? I was like, what? This girl. Yes. I started a company at 19 and I've been in business since. Black Umbrellas 2022 cohort. At Black Umbrellas, I am a Mentha Network Top 20 Social Founders list. Most Promising Founder nominee for She Awards, Big Four. Iwisa Community Champion Top 10 2024. Afri Arena 2020 Challenge of 1000 cohort in partnership with French Labs. Founders Factory Academy Top 50 2024. Patong Jamie Famous in partnership with Coca-Cola Foundation 2023-4. Watson Ford Fund in partnership with the University of Guatemala alumni. University of Witwatersrand graduates. 5 years plus worth of learning exposure and networking. And now I'm launching an ebook that has everything you need to start a business. Announcing this was 2024. Where is the ebook now?
So the ebook on how to start a business in South Africa has been launched. And it's currently available. So if you're interested, just let me know. It's currently available on all social platforms. I'm trying to get it on Takealot so that it can be, an easy transaction. So I think that I'll definitely give that a go.
Yeah.
And I think my latest additions to my accolades has also been being a recipient of the certificates on entrepreneurship by the University of Michigan in the USA, as well as my recent achievements is also with the Black Umbrellas and being part of the top 50 Sanlam Women Entrepreneurship Program. So we keep going.
Where do these things happen? Because in Jazz, we are clapping now. We are clapping. Wow.
We don't sleep.
Sure.
We don't sleep. Bana haba fitla ga ba tlhapisa ga ba jesa homework time, play time.
We are on the job. Sure. Do you only stay with your kids or you still stay with your mom?
It's just me and my kids and my 2 sisters.
At home.
And my house.
Patong. So, where's your mom now?
My mom is in Limpopo.
Okay. Okay. So, who's helping you with the kids?
How old are they now? Siblings, so my firstborn is now 2 years, and my secondborn is 1 year this December. Apparently.
Even the body says apparently. Kids.
Apparently.
Sure.
Yeah.
What drives you?
Freedom.
Sure.
What do we have in this world besides freedom? The idea of security, the idea of never having to struggle is what drives me. I have 2 boys. I cannot imagine what life would be like for them if their mother was poor. So I have no choice but to be rich because their childhood, their lives depends on it.
Yeah.
I would rather they brag about their mom having an outdated Porsche than Meabona having no house or no car.
Sure. Batswadi. I love it so much. And you're just 25.
Yep.
Do you sometimes feel that you had to grow up so quickly?
Definitely. I actually was with one of my peers, age mates, a few weeks ago, and I realized that like the conversations we were having, I felt like I was 40 and they're like 18.
Yeah.
Because nothing we said was relevant to what I would have liked to have a conversation about. And they were like, oh my gosh, no cap. Oh my gosh, like clock it. And I was just, I learned clock it at church because of the youth at church. Mind you, these youth are my age mates. But I had no idea about clock it. I was sitting there like a grandma, like, what's that?
Who's that Nandi Madiga on her podcast? Somebody was saying clock it. She's like, I thought clock it was eat. It meant eat.
Oh my God.
I'm like,
Clock it. I still don't know what it means, to be honest, if I'm completely honest.
Hey, boat.
Apparently, it means we are standing on business.
Yes.
We are there, up the belly inside.
No, too.
So, hey.
Anyway, so how do you make your money now in this whole business? Not obviously the placement, we know how you make your money, and then the growth business. What is it?
Atlehang
Growth. Yes.
So in my past years of being an entrepreneur, I realized one of the biggest mistakes you make is having the business money, ebe business, ebe how as well to survive. So I needed to find a way to use my knowledge and expertise to make money from it. In the same year that I started the business, which is in the education space, services, consultancy space, I also started a real estate business.
Okay.
So in varsity, I was actually running 2 businesses. And the second business was actually what got me and my friend through COVID. So Nerira, what we call subletting. It's actually quite, if I share the tea on how it works, you'd be shocked how
please share it.
Kids in varsity think like that.
We've got 4 minutes. I know there are other girls here that are watching.
So what you do is you have an apartment that is owned by a specific person. Owners of apartments are very not interested. They're very lazy. So we go and we pitch to an owner of an apartment and we tell them, we will get you students that are going to stay in this place. We will be responsible for rent, right? And in essence, the owner will allow it because you are the one signing the lease and not the person that's staying there or the students that are staying there. So you have a 1-bedroom apartment. You can put in 4 students because you have 2 in the bedroom, 2 outside.
Yeah.
That means on top of each child, 1,000 extra.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying?
Yes.
That contributes towards rent. So chelete ya bona ya rente, whatever they pay, onale 4,000 extra at the end of the month. So if the rent was 6,000, you have 4,000 extra. You take the 6,000, you pay the landlord, the 4,000 extra comes into your pockets.
Okay.
This is with 1 apartment.
Sure.
That means if you have 5 apartments that you have under your wing, how much money do you make every month?
Yes. Oh.
That was how we managed to actually create a very successful subletting business
At university.
in varsity. Yeah, all the way up until COVID, actually. Harasokola for next.
Sure.
We started small. We didn't want to risk it because we are the ones that have our names on the lease. That means if you have too many people, if a child decides to move out, whatever, you would have to cover the rent. But we never had issues like that. It was a smooth sailing. We had about 2 apartments and we made money.
Yeah. Sure. So now you are in real estate.
So now, because of the knowledge I gained in varsity, I'm now in real estate. I work for a real estate company in Dubai. It's actually called Manzil Assets. And what they specialize in is buying land in Dubai. So South Africans that are interested in buying land, buying apartments, whether you want the apartment to be hodula koteng, like to actually stay there or to rent it out, to put it on Airbnb or whatever, that's what it's there for.
Okay.
So land acquisitions, properties, buildings, apartments, commercial and residential, that's what I do, in addition to also running a company. So I'm also in real estate.
So obviously you work remotely.
Yes, I work remotely with requirements to travel every few months. But I just started a few months ago. So I think very soon you'll be seeing pictures of me in Dubai.
Shaking your in a yacht. Oh, okay, so how's the pay? In dirhams or
in
what?
dirhams. It's very good, but I really do want to push it to be in dollars. My goal now is to earn in dollars.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes.
Is the dirham okay? Obviously, the dollar is stronger than.
It's stronger than, but I think the dirham is a little bit stronger than Yarona.
Not a little bit, a lot.
Really?
I'm sure it's a lot because Dubai is expensive. When I was there, it was expensive.
Really?
Yeah, way too expensive.
Yeah, so
Hey, that's why I'm like, maybe Leona is actually, let's check.
Hey, it's a chaleta because wow, we are in the business of making money.
Rent to...
So ladies and gentlemen, if you're interested, please let me know.
rent to, I don't know. In the comment section, let us
know.
Yeah, but I remember, it was just too expensive for me. Anyway, girl, anything you'd like our viewers to know? We're going to put, where can they get you on your social media platforms? Instagram.
So on LinkedIn, I am Naledi ON. Let's start it professionally.
Please.
On LinkedIn, I am Naledi ON. And on TikTok, I am the BizWiz. Instagram at the BizWiz, and Facebook at Naledi ON.
Nice. So we're going to put your socials here as well. How much do Lend go that side? Hey guys, I don't know dreamer. Okay, anyway, bye. Guys, what do you think about Lend in Dubai? But anyway, guys, thank you so much. Thank you so much, girl. You are really a true inspiration. One thing that I take out of your story is resilience. You are resilient. And that's why when you're saying your degree is just a piece of paper, I'm like, maybe it was just the experience of it and what made you through that process, like who you became through that process. And for me, it's just resilience, man. Like you would have given up at any point in time and said, I've tried 6 years, it's a long time, but you still went on. And even now, you can still just decide to pick up your paper and see if you're going to serve articles or do whatever. So,
everything.
So education is important, guys. It's even if you are an entrepreneur, have education.
Please.
Teaches you principle and with whatever that you do in life. But anyway, thank you guys so much. When you see this, as I've said, we might be on 100K. And thank you guys so much. I really appreciate it. If you have not subscribed yet, please click the subscribe button and we'll see you in the next episode. Don't forget to get my book. It's on www.thebrokenpromise.co.za. Signed pre-orders are currently open. We're definitely launching this month of November. See you in the next episode. It's love and light from myself and Naledi.